this is Jerry. In this video, I will show you how to insert an image in HTML and CSS. So inside this style sheet, we will need an element, a block level element rather, more specifically. It can be any block level element. In this case, I would choose the div element. In this case, so it's curly brackets, and then in the body, declare that div we said earlier in the style sheet. And also, we need, for the HTML version of inserting an image, we can declare the image tag img like so, and then give this a source attribute and an alt attribute. Okay, hold on. Okay, the source attribute basically tells the browser where to find the image to display through your folder, subfolder, parent folders, or find it through a URL, address that links to another server, and yeah, and those are the three main things that are used to search or find an image to have the browser look up and be able to display that image on the web page. Okay, so also, and so the alt attribute is used in place of basically as a text in case the image fails to load, or like there's an error in the file name. What can I say? Like, where the connection is slow, or something like that. And then also it's good for screen readers, because screen readers will not be able to, are used by people who have visual impairment, in a way that the screen reader is basically a software where it uses speech synthesizers or some sort of braille display on screen or something like that. But I never seen, but something like that I've heard, that people who cannot see, they have to maybe listen to the words that the software is speaking out. Okay, and this is because having this is good. Even without it, the image will still display, but having it is, like they say, it's good practice for accessibility concerns, and for this. Yeah. So okay, the div element. Okay, we need several properties and values that would be able to insert an image. To start off, we can declare something called the background image property. By default, the background image property is always placed at the top left corner of the top of the element, the parent's element, in which case, as in which case the div, and so we will need to center it. So first, for the background image, we need to take a source called URL, then give this like so, and then in that, let me see, something called robot.png. Let me show you the file. Here, this is the file we're going to use, and there's several images that we're going to use. So okay, then okay, semicolon, and so because by default the background image will also repeat itself in blocks. It will divide itself in several blocks to fill that space inside the div. So to have it not repeat and just repeat it once, there's a property called background repeat, and set that equal to the value of no repeat. And now there's another property called background size, and we need contain. The contain value is basically forces the image to be inside that div, no matter what the size of the image originally. So it will resize it to its proper dimensions inside that div. In other words, maintaining its aspect ratio. Basically, the aspect ratio is it maintains the proportions of the height and the width of an image, basically. So now we need to position our background image. So background, which is dash position, that's what it's called, and then center. So center, that's both vertically and horizontally centered, right in the middle of the element, semicolon. Okay, now we need to state the width. We need the width and the height. So we'll have 55.7 pixels by height of 640. I think that was it. I'm picking these specific numbers. The size is because these are the size of the original size of the image when I downloaded that image from Pixabay. And I also have all the images that I will show you guys are in the description below. There will be a link, direct link to those specific images. And then, because later on we're going to, for the width and the height, in a few minutes, we're going to play with the size and show how the div and the image tag can relate in the same. So now I want to align the div in the center of the page. So margin, set that to auto. Okay. Now, okay, inside the body, I want to label each of them so that for presentation purposes, for you guys to distinguish what's what. So H2 style equal color red, and using the div element or other block level elements. Yeah, because I make the text color to be red, and the next one would be blue, just to have a better view of what's going on. So because as you can say that colors gives more bright colors give more of a give a user or viewer better attention to to that particular thing. So okay, so for the we will need to divide it. I will use the horizontal line, which is HR tag, which gives which shows a horizontal line across the screen, and then you need the same thing for this one, like the style, like we said, blue. Okay, say using the img image element close this / okay. All right. Okay. Let's scroll down here. See. All right. For the source, we'll have the same source as we had it here above there. So robot.png. Alt, you can say just robot. Describe the image, and just pretty much no more than 2 words. I would say, or maybe anywhere from 2 to 3. 1 to 3 is fine, but no more. I say don't really stretch it to more than 3 words. So okay, and see. Yep, that's I think we can go. I think that should be everything. Let's align everything, all the text. Okay, the body. See, whoops. For the body tag, so that we can align every text, every inline element, like the H2 element and the image tag are inline elements to be centered. See, text, give this a text align property, value of center. Okay, you can go ahead and save it. Okay, go run, launch it in Chrome. Like you can see, now we have the div element portion and the image portion. So the div element is one is being made in CSS. And the bottom portion is just using the image tag that HTML has given to use the source attribute to insert the image and display the image on the screen. You can see both of them are pretty much the same. And to make sure if they're the same in both width and height, we can match them up. So let's see what we can do. Guess we can, okay, go to Developer Tools, F12. Let's see, be better. Top right. Okay. I guess these images are a little bit too big, but we can drag and, okay. So, okay, like right here, we're gonna move the bottom portion, the image. By doing this, we use the transform property. Translate y-axis to, I'll say minus 500 pixels, a wild guess. I mean, it's up there somewhere. We can move it up. I'm using my arrow keys to highlight the numbers to move it up a bit more. It's getting closer, closer. See if it lines up. Yeah, perfect. As you can see, they're lined up. So we know that we did our job to, make sure that image in the CSS portion is positioned correctly and has the same dimensions. Because you can see right here in the image source, you see the original is, is giving us this 557 pixels by 640 pixels. That's the original size. And now we can go back and we're going to change the size to a much lower size, just to play with the numbers. See, okay. Let's see. Okay, let me just go ahead and refresh this. Okay. Go back to our code for a second. Right. So. Okay. So. Let's see. Okay. We need to change the dimensions to, see, 200 pixels. Give this a 230 pixels. This will be a 200 px, 230 px. Oops. Down here for the image source, which is the other image for the reduced size PNG file. And note that all I have to do for the CSS, I can just change the width and the height, or like, I'll show you. I don't have to change the file name in any way. I can change the size at any size, and in the CSS for the background size, what it does is, for the contain value, more specifically, really retain the aspect ratio, so that if I were to, in the developer tools, if I were to just change like either the width or height and just increasing it, and then it will just make sure the image will stay in place. That will not in place, but the proportions will be correct, correctly will stay in place. That's what I mean. So let's save this. And refresh. See how both of them are the same? Then you can go to F12 and let's highlight this. Transform, translate. Maybe minus 400 pixels. A little too high. Let's see. Okay. A little down. Increase it down. And like so. You see they're the same. So we know we did our job. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to, let's see, Pixel Bay. Let's see. Well, before that, let's go to the aspect ratio. This website, I've also put a link in the description below, so you guys can have that source. And this is a really big help in putting an original size and height for these fields, for the far left fields here, and then converting that to a new width and height on the right. Either way, once you put in either height or width, the other fields will be filled in with the correct size for the in terms of maintaining the image aspect ratio. And they also have a formula. The original height divided by the original width times the new width will equal to the new height. And so you have it here. Okay, and now we can, the images I've gotten was from pixelbay.com. And then let's go to the file. As I created a folder called images, which is another way of retrieving an image or getting an image from a source file, or like, let's play with Hummybird or something, for example. Let's go back to the code, and we're just going to play with the bottom portion of the web image. So we just have to replace this with Hummybird. Yeah, humming.png. Wait, I'll make sure it's PNG. Where is it? No, it's a JPEG. JPEG. Okay. Then all we have to do, we can change this to say humming. I guess Hummybird. Something like that. Okay, yeah. Then save and go back to our page. Where's our page? Well, oh, we forgot something. Let's go back. One mistake. Remember, for the source file, so we had another folder. So it was images, and then I think that's slash, and then Hummybird, like so. Then save it. Okay, okay, refresh. So you see the Hummingbird, and then let's go to an image. Okay, see some image, maybe. What's the image? Let me color pencils. Oops. Let's go here. Let's different images, like here. And then here we can get the source of this image directly, like the image itself, the source link to the image itself. So just where it says copy image address, just copy it, because like, let's go to a new tab. Like if I paste it here, you see everything else here is dark. You just only the image is shown. And then you can use that link in the source attribute value. Go back and just copy and paste from HTTPS in the whole URL, and then you save it. See, that's okay. That's true, right? You can. I mean, I guess we can, change this to alt value color pencils. Then save it. Okay, go back to our web page. Then, okay, we can go ahead and refresh this, see if it works. It works. See? Now you know the many ways you can get an image, like from a server that links to a web page, to another web page, folders containing inside another folder or parents folder, and so forth. And I guess I will may show you more about files and more about servers and stuff like that some other time. So yeah, this concludes our lesson. Thank you for watching. We have completed our lesson. You are welcome to subscribe, comment, and share. You may go to the discussion area for the requests about any web programming lessons or projects you would like me to show you.